What is going on, guys? This is Daniel, and a few people requested that I do a breakdown of the Cavaliers' offense, which is ranked 4th in the NBA, but to me, it's pretty clear why their offense is ranked so highly. It's because they have LeBron James, Kevin Love, and Kyrie Irving. Their defense, on the other hand, is a different story. It's ranked 20th in the NBA, but since January, it's ranked 10th, which is not bad. So the question to me is, can the defense hold its own so they can make a run at the title? Let's get to it. From what I saw, they do a nice job of rotating on drives. Here Kevin Love steps up and Mozgov will sink and fill, taking away the dump-off pass, and here they force a tough shot. Watch out, even on a semi-transition opportunity for Chicago, the rotations for Cleveland are still prompt as Kevin Love will step up on this drive right away and they force a turnover. And watch LeBron here, he sees Mozgov is going to step up on the drive, so he sprints to help the helper and take away the dump-off pass, and they force a miss. But poor defense here, as when a Heat player drives, no one steps up and it's a layup. This time the initial help is there as Mozgov steps up, but J.R. Smith does not sink and fill to help the helper, and it's an easy dump-off pass for the Heat. Let's move on to post-ups, and unlike a lot of teams, Cleveland loves to front the post as Dellavedova does here, and here he completely denies the pass, and they eventually force a tough shot. LeBron will front the post, and here Chicago does try the over-the-top pass, but Dellavedova is prompt on that rotation, and they force Mirotic to pass it out. Again, the over-the-top pass for Chicago, and like Dellavedova, Thompson is prompt on the weak side help here. LeBron sinks and fills, and watch Dellavedova nicely rotate to the corner on the kickout pass, and this means LeBron must sprint to E'Twaun Moore to execute the switch. He doesn't here, and Moore is wide open. Fronting the post is risky because if the rotations are off by even a split second, it often results in a dunk. No over-the-top pass here, just a regular post-up, and on these, Cleveland loves to bring its big man to shade the post-up player, over-helping, almost doubling the ball, and they do force a fadeaway here, but because Mozgov was over-helping, he can't box out Whiteside. This shading tactic can also free up a skip pass for the offense, and here Mirotic gets open for a 3. Let's talk about the Cavs pick-and-roll defense, and when the ball handler shoots, they're in the 72nd percentile, pretty good, but when the roll man shoots, they're in the 31st percentile, and I'll show you why. They play pretty standard pick-and-roll defense. They'll have the on-ball defender try to force sideline and go over the top of the screen, and the sagging big man will contain the drive, and you can see why they're good against the ball handler because they're almost doubling him, and here they force a tough shot, and Love is forced onto Brooks on the reset, but he does a nice job of not allowing middle on the drive, and the weak side rotation is there. Mozgov is excellent at protecting the rim, and here he's the sagging big man on the pick and roll, and he goes straight up to force the miss. When the screener pick and pops for long twos, that's okay for Cleveland, and they'll give Gasol this shot all day. But when the screener rolls, that's where they encounter trouble. Love is too high to contain both the ball handler and the roll man, so LeBron must rotate from the weak side and get in position to stop the roll, but here instead of getting in position, he wildly swipes at Gibson and fouls him. There isn't much weak side help on Gasol's roll to the basket, and this is a pretty easy shot. Again, watch how neither JR or Shumpert bother to rotate from the weak side to bump the roll man, and it's an easy dunk. This time, LeBron does do a nice job of rotating from the weak side, and that means J.R. Smith must zone between the two weak side shooters and cover the one who receives the first pass. He doesn't do that here, and that's about as open as you'll get. And this time, both JR and LeBron will rotate from the weak side, leaving two Miami shooters open. The Cavs will sometimes also switch screen and rolls as Dellavedova and LeBron do here, and then watch how they perfectly switch back when the ball is reversed. And here, since Wade, a poor shooter, is the ball handler, Shumpert can simply go under this screen. Now when the screener can shoot threes like Butler here, they'll hedge the screen and roll and rotate a player onto Butler on his pick and pop. Now this is interesting and something to look for if the Bulls and Cavs play in the playoffs. Chicago knows any ball screen Mirotic sets, Cleveland is hedging, so they'll have Mirotic set the on-ball screen and then sprint to the opposite side of the court to receive an elevator screen while LeBron, who hedged, is still recovering. But here, watch how Cleveland expertly switches these screens and they force a tough miss. The Cavs will hedge here, and then this turns into a normal drive for Dragic, but J.R. Smith must come over to sink and fill to prevent the dump-off pass. He doesn't here, and it's a dunk. Now, the Cavaliers defense struggles most at dribble handoffs, as you see they're ranked in the 3rd percentile, and it's an area any team that plays them should look to exploit again and again. Let me show you why they struggle so badly. To start it off, JR commits a no-no by going under the handoff against Dunleavy. Here J.R. Smith does go over the handoff, but because the handoff is toward the middle, it's pretty much a 2-on-1 for the offense against the one sagging big man for Cleveland, and they get a dunk. Watch how Mozgov has to guard his man and the ball handler, and it's pretty easy for the offense. They should be switching these handoffs, and that's part of the problem because they don't have great personnel to switch everything, but it's better than a 2-on-1. Now I can't talk about each player's individual defense because the video would be too long, but I did want to talk about these 3 defenders' defense for different reasons. J.R. Smith's defense is so bad it could single-handedly lead to the Cavaliers' demise, and I'm only slightly exaggerating. We all know positioning is crucial on defense, and here he's 2 passes away from the ball, but he's stuck to his man like glue. The effect is that he plays this down screen poorly, and it leads to a layup. So he's guarding Tony Snell here, and Snell will cut through, and he doesn't really follow him, and he won't double the post either. He seems kind of lost. JR is a ball watcher. He doesn't see man and ball, and here that allows his man to backdoor cut, and that means Shumpert must help out on the cut, which leaves Shumpert's man open. Watch him again here, he'll lose focus, and that allows his man to backdoor him. He's not really disciplined, he'll try to deny his man near half court, so Wade backdoors him, though he does nicely block him here. So he's guarding Dunleavy, and Dunleavy will run off a double screen, and LeBron and Love both see this and call out for a switch, and LeBron will take Dunleavy coming off the double screen. But Smith seems oblivious to this, he keeps on chasing Dunleavy, and it results in a layup. He gives out layups like free promotions, and here he badly falls for an up and under move. But when he's focused, he's not bad. He does do a nice job of chasing Dunleavy off a few screens here, and then later in the play you'll see he does a nice job of not being backdoored, and they force a turnover. The problem is he's rarely locked in defensively. But here's another example of him being locked in, and he plays solid on-ball defense, and they force a miss. Let's talk about Iman Shumpert because he is quick. Watch how he nicely chases Jimmy Butler around a few screens and then cuts him off, forcing him to give it up. Bottom left of your screen, and he nicely has a foot in the paint ready to help, but he's so quick he can still get that steal. But Shumpert occasionally does make mental errors, and here he helps one pass away off Mike Dunleavy. And here he's clearly guarding Dragic, and Dragic will drive and pass it out, but Shumpert doesn't stick with his man, he's guarding no one right here, and that leaves Dragic open. Let's talk about Dellavedova because his hustle is insane. He probably hustles and gives more all-out effort than any guard in the NBA, and here he gets a steal. He's smart and he's always alert. Here he's calling out switches, and he displays fundamental good technique when guarding the ball here. Well, there you have it guys. Is their defense good enough to win the title? I'd lean toward no, simply because good teams will exploit J.R. Smith's weak side defense and kill them with the dribble handoffs. But they are still a dangerous team, so I'll be very interested to see how it plays out. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.